So,
Okay.
hi.
All right. So this is art to change the world. Let me just spotlight quick. So my name is Kelly Frankenberg. I'm your host for these cabin fever reliever sessions for Art to Change the World. This one is fun with QR codes with Becca David. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself and start talking about all the fun stuff. Becca, do you want to share your screen?
Sure.
I might have to allow sharing. Hang on.
Yeah, while sharing, and
Yep, there we go.
let me get my thing up. Give me just a second to go into the view. Okay. So, yeah. Can you all see the little header of what's a
Oh,
QR
we
code?
can't see your, you haven't shared yet.
Oh, hang on. Hang on then.
We're
That's,
hanging, no worries. We'll just get it set up.
oh, yeah. Interesting. Word. Can you see it now? How's that? Can you hear
Oh,
me?
I was on mute. Yes, perfect. It's working
Okay.
now.
Okay. All right. Great. So I have a little a PowerPoint just to guide us through a few questions that you may or may not have. So there's let me get this bar out of the way. And yeah, so there's a couple different. It's playing on its own. There's a couple different types of QR codes. There's static and dynamic. And what we want to do is think about what you want your QR code to be. And I have a link here to a little video. It's by a company called Hover Code, and I'm not endorsing them or not endorsing them, but it's a 5-minute video, and it's a good overview of these two different types of QR codes. And it's important to know this, and you'll see why if you don't mind watching it with me.
Is there talking in the video? Because I'm guessing it's not going to go through to your computer, or maybe it will because it's not a microphone. Let's try it anyway, I guess.
Let's try it. Yeah.
If you've heard of dynamic QR codes and
Can
you're
you
not
hear it?
sure what they are,
Yep.
this is the video for
Yep.
you. We'll cover what they are, how they're different to regular static QR codes, when you should use them, and more. With regular QR codes, often referred to as static QR codes, the scan destination, which is usually a link to a website, is encoded directly onto the pattern of the QR code itself. So when someone scans this, they're taken directly to the scan destination. Now, the difference with a dynamic QR code is instead of encoding the scan destination directly into the pattern of the QR code itself, instead, the dynamic QR code generator will create a redirect link and then encode that into the pattern on the QR code. So when someone scans a dynamic QR code, instead of going directly to the scan destination, they're taken to the redirect link, which almost instantly redirects that person to the scan destination. One of the main benefits of dynamic QR codes is that you can edit the scan destination even after you've created and printed the QR code. So, for example, imagine you created a poster and some leaflets for an event, and then you realize that you need to change the link. There might have been a mistake in the link, or you might have changed the provider that you're using to sell tickets to the event. Whatever the reason, you need to edit the QR code. Now, with a regular static QR code, you would have had to recreate the poster, reprint it, and then redistribute it. With a dynamic QR code, you simply edit the scan destination on the QR code. It's as simple as that. That is a huge benefit of using dynamic QR codes.
So he says.
Another benefit of dynamic QR codes is that they include tracking and analytics. So if you have a marketing campaign that involves posters and leaflets, for example, you can use dynamic QR codes to see which ones are more effective. It's also useful to know things like the time of day your QR codes are being scanned, whether they're being scanned at all. And most dynamic QR code providers also offer things like location estimates of where the QR codes are being scanned and things like the devices used to scan the QR codes, which can also be helpful. Another small benefit of dynamic QR codes is that when you create a dynamic QR code, it often looks less dense and less complicated than a static QR code, especially if the link you're using is quite long. There are a couple of small drawbacks to using dynamic QR codes that are worth keeping in mind.
Okay, but listen to this.
Scanning over a dynamic QR code, the link that they see is the redirect link and it's not the scan destination link. Once they actually scan the QR code, they'll be instantly redirected to the scan destination, but the link they end up at is not the same one that they see when they're hovering over the QR code. This isn't a big deal and there's some ways around it, which I'll talk about later in the video, but it's worth keeping in mind. The other issue is the problem of expired QR codes. Some dynamic QR code providers have a limit on the number of times your dynamic QR codes can be scanned. Some use time limits, like maybe a few months. And after that point, if you're not on a paid plan, they will expire your QR code. In those scenarios, if someone scans an expired QR code, they're taken to the redirect link, and then the redirect link doesn't forward them onto the scan destination. So, in a way, your QR code stops working. Now, this is only possible with dynamic QR codes because with static QR codes, when someone scans a code, they're taken directly to the scan destination. So there's no way for the provider to stop that QR code working. So it's worth doing some research to make sure you pick the right provider that won't expire your QR code in an unexpected way. And it's also worth thinking about, whether the provider's been around for a while and whether they're reputable. Because if you pick a provider that goes bust for some reason or disappears and their redirect links stop working, that also means your QR codes will stop working. So again, it's just worth doing a bit of research here. Now at Hovercode, we don't expire QR codes. We've been around for years. We've got hundreds of thousands of people using us. So it's not a concern with us, but it's worth doing your research with whichever provider you go with. It's also a reason that you might want to consider static QR codes. If you know for a fact you don't need to edit your scan destination and you don't really care about tracking, how many times your QR code has been scanned, then using a static QR code might be a good option for you. One of the popular features we offer at Hovercode is the ability to connect a custom domain to Hovercode to use with the redirect links on your.
So I'm going to stop that there. And did that make any sense to everybody? Okay. So
A
that's
little bit.
the gist of it. Okay. So let me get out of this screen and sorry, come back over here. So the main points to remember is static and the dynamic. Your static code is going to go right to the file and you don't want to use it when you don't change your destination. So examples would be your website, maybe your payment account. The dynamic, sorry about that. My controls are crazy. Um, the let's do it like this. We have the potential for expiration on a dynamic code. So that's where if you're going to go out and look on the internet and say create a QR code, that's where you have to be really careful about what you're getting or not getting. Um, and a lot of things have that built in. And I'm going to go back up here and say, the question of what's a QR code. And it really means a quick response code. So that's what the QR stands for. And it's basically a barcode. It contains data and it's retrieved by scanning with your phone. And you can see that there's barcodes that you see like at the grocery store. Those are used a lot for supply chain, manufacturing, tracking, um, moving things through the postal system, USPS, UPS, FedEx. But we're talking about the square QR codes and why you may want to use them. Most of the time, an artist would want to use a QR code because they want to get paid. And I think that's probably why most of us have some curiosity. You might want to use it to direct to your social media, maybe to your inventory. The inventory portion of it, some of your systems have that built in, like Square, for example, it's built into Square. You can create a QR code that tracks your item, and if you put the information in the background, it will keep you updated, and you don't have to do a lot of that hard work. Um, Social media, you would want to Instagram. Do all of you have Instagram? Have you all found your Instagram QR code? Yes, no?
No, no, where is it?
Okay. So, and I'll show you that on my phone. Um, when you go to your Instagram accounts, and sorry, I have all this other stuff on here. Go to your Instagram account and hit the, let me go to the correct one. Go to the page. Can you all, no. Can you all see, anybody, can you see this screen? That's better.
Not well, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't do this from your, you can't do that from the laptop. But if you take your QR, sorry, take your Instagram account and open it to the page. Let's see where my camera is here. It's wanting to focus on me.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, at the bottom right, when you click on that, you're going to see your three little bars up at the top right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you can follow along on your phone, that would be great. You go to that, and as you scroll down, there's a whole lot of information there.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a spot where it should direct you to just click and show your QR code.
What's it
And
called? Do you know what it's called? It just
yeah,
doesn't look obvious to me what it is.
yeah, bear with me.
Does anyone else see it?
Actually, I think it's even easier than that. I apologize. And when you go to that screen, rather than going to the menu, this is the
Uh-huh.
easiest way to do it. You should see a place in the middle where it says edit your profile, share your profile,
Oh,
and
yeah. So it's under share, probably, right?
yep, hit share.
Ah, there it is.
And
Okay.
there's your QR code. Now you can copy that and put it somewhere. You can download it, and when you hit download, it's going to come up on your wherever you keep your photos
Mm-hmm.
as the last photo you took. I just
Okay, cool.
apologize. This is hard to see. Um, so that's one takeaway I wanted people to be aware of, that you can just go right in your Instagram account on your smartphone and pull that QR code up and go right to your page.
Great. How do we do that on Facebook then?
I don't think Facebook has the feature.
Oh, okay.
And if it does, I have not figured that out yet.
Ah, okay.
But there is a way to do it, and that's where you would create that QR code. Um, I'm gonna switch my screen over here and show you, not this guy. He just wants to hang out with us tonight.
Benefits of doing QR codes
Hey,
without someone
Becca, where did you say it was under the three bars again? I'm
No,
sorry.
we couldn't find it under the three bars
Yeah,
right
it used to
now.
be on the
So
three bars. I think it's in that
Oh,
menu now. I need this guy to go away.
it just says share. So when you go back on your normal page for your Instagram,
yep.
it's just on like halfway down on the
try
first
it out. Let me know what you
The
think.
area.
share profile.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
Okay.
layout. Let me get this bar to
Oh,
move.
I see. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
it went right there. Okay, cool. All right.
So
I just missed that part.
that's okay. I have to minimize my screen for you guys to see this, apparently. Um, so if you go over to Google and you're going to be looking at your Chrome browser, if you use Chrome, it's super easy. Can you see my screen now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I couldn't get that bar to go away. So when you go up to the three dots on the top right
Oh,
in Chrome,
oh, it's in Chrome.
mm-hmm. I hear you, Deb.
Let me find Chrome.
Mm-hmm. You you
It's
drop down into your extensions.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Oh, so the three dots and then go to extensions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if you don't have your this extension in, you can get it from in here. And one of the extensions that they have is a QR code generator. So if you don't have it, you're going to search for search extensions, QR, and it'll pop
Talking
right up.
about like on the laptop or on the phone?
We're on the computer, and it works the same on your. It would work the same on your phone, but on your
Okay.
it's you got to be in your Chrome browser.
Okay.
So that would be if you don't have it, where to get it. Extensions, visit the Chrome web store, or you can visit your own extensions to see if you have it.
Okay. So I need to go into my
Mhm. And we can do this after recording too if you want.
yeah.
But this is one place where you can get your QR codes made for you.
So this is the laptop, not the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
is this
All right.
not free?
It is the extension is free. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Another place where you can pull up a QR code is I don't use Canva that much, but Canva will allow you
I've done
to
it on Canva. Yeah.
Canva will allow you to create a QR code, and maybe somebody on here might know a little bit more than me because um, I don't use it that often. But you can search for again, go on onto Canva if you have an account, log in, and it gives you options for QR codes that are formatted. That and again, you can save it as an image and reuse it. So say we do this one that says scan here. I know this is kind of boring stuff. There's a whole lot of options.
Yeah, you're not sharing your screen anymore. Did you mean to?
No, I didn't know I wasn't. I apologize. Get this bar out of the way here. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, I don't see it.
You can't see it.
I can see it, but
You
it's
can see
showing
it?
up. Well, it's showing up both her and the screen at the same time rather than just her screen. So that's kind of weird.
Oh, I clicked on meeting. Oops, my bad. Okay, yeah, I
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
it.
up at the top. Yeah.
I say, hey, we're working through it. We're working through it. They're sort of formatted to make a sticker, and Canvas changed in the past in the last several years from when it first came out. And the reason I don't use Canva that much is because I feel like it's tied into your printing. So that can be positive or that can be negative, depending on, where you are with making things. So um let's
Okay.
shut this off. The other place that if you have Adobe Express, you can make a QR code through them. They're kind of the easiest, and if you have the software, you just go in and click on whatever it is you want to do, and you can create a QR code. And that's generally what I do, unless I'm in Square. And you can change the color. Um, you can download it only, you have the same options. So really all you would have to do in here would be type in your HTTP.
And this is Adobe Express, and this
Yeah,
is
this is
not free, or is this in Photoshop or Suite, or is this separate?
it's Adobe Express. So it's separate from Photoshop. It's kind of like the
Okay.
a little overall of everything. Change the world. Oops, can't type very well, you guys. Art to change the world dot, what are we at, .com or .org, Kelly?
.org.
Org, thank you. And it generates your code. You just take your phone, scan it to test it. Then you can, just like the other programs, change the formats, plug it right into something, and you're good to go.
But you said that Adobe Express is not free.
Mm, I don't think so. Photoshop is now free on an iPhone.
Huh.
So they have a new update for Photoshop. I haven't tried it, see if it has that feature. But I feel like really the comfortable way to do it is go onto Chrome and get that extension. Because once you have extensions, it's going to have your shortcuts over here, your tabs.
Okay, so get extension
Yeah.
on the Chrome.
And then the other, so here's your extensions. Sorry, you can see what tabs are open, but it kind of looks like a puzzle piece. So I have the Adobe extension, Capital One Shopping, my iCloud password, the Zoom, and then the QR code generator. So once you get it from over to the three dots are always going to give you a menu of things you can do, no matter what you're on. So again, go up to the top in Chrome, the three dots, click on extensions, visit the Chrome store, QR. I already have it, so you can just, where it says on my screen to remove from Chrome, if you don't have it, it's going to give you the option to get it. And that's all you have to do to add that to your browser. Then whenever you need one on your laptop, you can just go in and make it. You can put your Facebook link in there. And so I think somebody asked about Facebook. You can go to your Facebook. I know this is hard to watch other people's screen. I apologize for that. I don't know any other way
Skipping
to.
around here.
So then once you have the image, then it's
Mhm.
saved as like a JPEG, and then you can do whatever you want with it, right?
Yep, exactly, Kelly. You just save the image. And the trick is that where you just put whatever you want in that bar, the address bar. If you want to have your website, if you want to point to a this particular page. So like for Beacon of Light, I created a QR code by going to the Beacon of Light page, to the photo exhibit, and then plugged it in. I used I don't even remember because I just do it by second nature. But plug that into either your extension or Adobe Express. You've got the QR code and the image, and then you can add it to your graphic. You can add it to your poster. There was one other thing.
Hey, this is Laura.
Yeah.
So I opened Google Chrome. I clicked the three dots. Where do you go next?
Okay. Yeah, that's good, Laura.
I
So
I lost the next step.
that's okay. Just scroll. Take your pointer and go down to where it says the Chrome Web Store. And it's going to look like this or something like this.
Or I think it's extensions and then visit Chrome Web.
Right. It'll come right up to yeah, extensions, and then it'll come up to the Chrome Web Store, usually Discover on the top left-hand side. And then when you click on extensions, there's a whole lot of stuff you can do other than QR codes if it's something that you know, I would say just play around on here, but for our purposes, you just go up to the search bar and type QR. And there's many different ones that you can use. I just use the top QR code extension. And that just you know that it's going to work with that browser. Um, there's a link to it, so you can go to their website. If you look at the URL, and that was something I wanted to mention, the URL is the address. So this HTTPS is sort of like saying it's the United States. Here's your domain, which would be, you buy a domain, so and so artist, then the .com and then the slash, and it's just like drilling down in your address from the country, your zip code, and going into where you live. And that's what the generator is putting into that image. And it takes the address and creates those dots or squares. And that pattern then takes you to that site. I hope I'm making sense. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can also see that with the different tools here, this one, there's 800,000 users. And like the fellow in our video, QR code generator extension, it's going to take you to another place. It's they're all different, but they're all the same. But I like that first one just simply that comes up simply because it's easy to use.
Well, and it's free because it sounded like the guy in the video, his was a platform that you have to pay a subscription.
Yeah, so somebody like that, they have more complex ones. You can also go to hover code and generate a plain static QR code. You can use that website to do that. Um, and then they have more options that probably more than most of us would need, because then you're going to have to integrate all that into something else. If you're using Square and you want to create a code for your item, then that is kind of like that you're doing it right in your platform rather than going out to hover code, getting an address right for your QR code, and then putting it into another software. It eliminates a lot of steps. So um, I don't. Does anybody not use Square? Uh, oh, somebody's in the chat here.
I use Venmo. I don't use Square.
Okay, so I cannot speak to Venmo. Oh, else.
Venmo gives you your own QR code.
So okay,
So
so
does PayPal.
right, right, and that was the other one I was going to mention was PayPal, and the reason that I don't use Venmo is that they use a company called Plaid to do their verification, and my bank isn't satisfied with their privacy methods. So if I try to connect anything that uses Plaid to my bank account, it just won't work. Um, but every other bank, they're a credit union rather than a regular bank, and that may be their thing. So, but most of the things that you have, that app on a phone at this point has a similar process. So things to remember, like the three dots are always going to give you a menu. And then the key to all of it is just to read the screen. And then there's a lot of information on any screen, but think about what do you want to get to? And this three dot menu is going to get you uh, just about anywhere. Search with Google Lens or cast, save, share. Everything's up in there. This little guy that I'll reiterate that the little puzzle piece, that's your extension. So once you have things on here, you can go right up there and pick what you want to go to. Um, the other one has, your search your tabs, whatever tabs you have open are going to show up right there. This little is an extension which I took off because my I don't have my phone and my computer synced, but this will sync your passwords. And then if you forget one, good Lord, I don't think it's the thing. So, yeah.
I have a question about a reverse QR code as far as like I was trying to set up a link tree to my PayPal link and I had the
Mhm.
QR code, but I couldn't turn it back into like a URL link.
Mm.
And I didn't know how to do that. Is there a way to find the address of the QR code somehow without
I would, that's a good question. And I'm
like
not
when you
sure if
have an
I,
image but you don't have like a way to get to it?
so
I
it
guess.
looks like there are some tools online to do it.
Okay.
Um, so yes, you can. Here you go. So I'll bring this up on the screen.
Okay, yeah, especially with like PayPal, because like that's a secure thing you have to sign into. So it
Hmm.
was, I couldn't give somebody else the link because if I went to the link, I was already signed in. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't find the link then.
So someone should be able to go in your PayPal. You should be able to show your PayPal QR code and they could scan it and go
Yeah,
to,
that would send them to the PayPal place. But I'm saying
Mhm.
like I just had the QR code and I was trying to put it in Linktree, but Linktree needs the URL and I couldn't translate the PayPal QR code to a URL.
Right. Yeah. I haven't, I just haven't done that. So what I would do is what I just did. Look and go online and look, reverse link it. You can
Okay.
do it. Um, you're not trying to reverse, you're not trying to edit it. You're trying to put that link into how you explained it, that address into the other thing. And so upload the image.
To a link instead of a QR code, yeah.
So when you're going to convert it, when it asks you to put your input method, and I'm assuming Linktree will have a place where it wants you to input it. If
Yeah.
you that's where that happens, upload or scan. So you can upload the QR code image or hold the can code in front of the camera. Uh, there should be an option for automatic detection, view the result, and copy the link. So I would try those steps. Uh,
Thanks.
yeah, I think that would be Linktree. And Linktree might have its own tool. Oh, I hate this AI popping up. I'm not asking for all that. So we have the QR code for Linktree. I'm freezing up my computer.
Becca, is there any other things that you wanted to talk about while we're recording before we go into individual questions, maybe?
Um, no, I think we've covered pretty much what I would want to talk about as far as that goes. Um, I wanted to just have the brief overview, and I think we've caught up with a lot of the questions so far. So yeah, we could stop recording.
Okay, Sam, you can stop recording.
Thanks.